Stall out them pint bottles, I granny crib. I poured so much I ain't want to live. Told money then, shit, we in the wind. I was in the hood when I clipped the bin. Since a young nigga, I been ready. Went glass house on every Chevy. In this game, I tried plenty settings. It's all or nothing. How niggas there and got sucker niggas, keep suckers with them. One of the reasons I ain't fucking with them. Trish Tech and some more than her. Guess she couldn't even afford a winner. I'm open late, don't need a scale, and it's always over. Sneak wishing well, I double down, slick shit to spell. Shawty no on, kiss and tell. I'm faded, 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 faded. I'm faded, 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 faded. And I'm faded, 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 faded. I'm faded, 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 faded.
All right. What we doing this morning, chat?
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Sound about right.
Welcome to the greatest damn show on YouTube.
Y'all locked in. Oh, man. Double tap the screen, shut alive out. What we doing tonight, chat? Dang, it's morning, but the sun is not up yet. What we doing this morning, chat? Double tap the screen, shut alive out. What we doing this morning, chat? They saying, life after Trump. The GOP plans leaked. Trump is set to fire 30 ambassadors, and Nick Fuentes goes at Vivek Ramasway, man. What we doing this morning? What it do? What we doing this morning, chat? Double tap the screen, shut alive out. We got an action-packed episode. What do we got right here, man? We got, like I said, the succession plan, life after Trump, man. We got David Pakman talking about the leaked GOP plan. Also, we got a woman confronting Pastor John Lowe about having relations with her when she was underage during the middle of service congregation. Also, Nick Fuentes coming at Vivek. They're saying on Polymarket, y'all see the ticker right there. Vivek chances tanked 30% after Nick Fuentes launched his anti-Vivek campaign. Vivek's probability of winning the governorship of Ohio has went down by 30%. Boom, immediately. Also, we got some scamming going on in Chicago. Former Chicago hospital CFO has been found guilty of running a $293 million pandemic testing scheme. Alan Annealy and his team set up over 20 pop-up sites, and we're going to get into that in a minute, man. Also, we got a man in Seattle. Y'all seen it going viral. If you've had your phone open, man, you've seen it going viral, man. We're talking about DEI, man. We're talking about DEI, man. A man in Seattle stole a police car from a Washington State Patrol lieutenant, man. Lady open, he was walking around on the highway, man, looking crazy, man. The lady swooped that little Explorer over and blocked off the highway. She gets to opening the door. He, Grand Theft Auto, grabs her by the damn collar of her neck, slings her down, jumps inside the cruiser, and speeds off, man. Straight up, man. Crazy. Real Grand Theft Auto. We got some miscellaneous clips. It's a real nice doomsday bunker. Also, we have ICE detaining a father while he was Walmart Christmas shopping on Christmas Eve. They took his ass to jail and would not let his wife get the groceries. Basket full of groceries. We know how hot that shit is, man. It looks to me like they was putting the groceries in a different car. Crazy. Also, we reported yesterday that Laura Loomer came out and said she tapped on Alex Jones' shoulder and got him to see the light. Start coming at Candace Owens and everybody else, and Alex Jones responded to Laura Loomer on live. We'll check that out. What I have above me, we talked about the guy from Ned's Declassified Survival Guide. They seen him out on the street looking strung out, like he was going through a lot. one of his co-stars, Daniel Lee Curtis, went and got him a hotel room, but things did not go as planned. So we'll hear what Daniel Lee Curtis has to say about the experience. Oh, and we got Korean women going to we got women going to Korea because they've been watching the K-dramas and they're looking for her. She's looking for her Korean CEO Appa, you know what I'm saying? Looking for her the guy that's gonna sweep her off her feet, the big billionaire mogul over there in Korea. And she went over there and got a rude awakening. So we'll get into that as well. Everybody double tap the screen, shut a live out. Whether you're just now waking up on your way to work. I hope everybody's having a great morning. We are 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal. Hope everybody's locked in too, chat. I hope everybody's locked in. I took last night off because I was tired. But we back. Let's get into it, chat. Let's get into it. See what this Corey talking about, man.
I hope you're somewhere nice and warm with your families. Unfortunately, Tyler Chase is not. And this is the case for millions of other Americans. All right, the hotel situation. We got Tyler shelter. Hooray. Everyone's happy. Tyler's happy. Not the case, guys. We got him into the hotel, and just that night, I receive a call from management. They're upset. The door is left open. Why is there a microwave in the tub? The refrigerator's turned over. I just feel so devastated. I'm at a loss. And his family told me that they had tried the hotel thing before and it didn't work. And of course, Dan, why did you assume that you were going to be able to, just fix this situation? I don't even think we should be at this point, guys. 3 nights ago, when we tried to get him to the hospital, the authorities should have. I don't understand how a system could be in place, right? We have all these social systems where help should be provided for these people facing mental health issues, drug abuse issues, right? Taxpayers vote on this stuff all the time. 5150 exists. A third party should be able to get someone into treatment, get them a psychological evaluation to figure out what is going on and allow them to detox.
They trying to put a 5150 on that. They're trying to put a 5150 on that. In Arkansas, I think they call this shit like an Act 3. I think if like 2 or 3 people say that you need the help or whatever, I think in Arkansas they call it some shit like an Act 3.
Yeah, I'm just crushed that these systems are not working effectively. They're not quality systems. LA, we got to do better. Well, Riverside County at this point, and California, there's the CARE Act. Let's make sure that it is functioning. There's no reason that his family should not be able to get him help. I'm really feeling devastated here. I do want to send a thank you to people that have been supporting, the people on the ground. Blaze Pizza has given Tyler free pizzas until the 31st. Now, I got to say, guys, do not just take the plug and abandon my boy. The 31st, all right, that's coming up soon, right? He'll be out of food soon. Please stay with him. Provide him a safe haven there at that facility. He loves your pizza. Guys, I think that it is time to put in a call for 5150, but I also need insight from you all. Do you think that's fair to have?
Hell no, your ass shouldn't put 5150 on this, man. Listen, man, I understand that at times, us as humans, we want to be fixers, right? We want to be fixers. That's the guy that you were acting with. And you don't know him. No, you shouldn't put 5150 on that, man. What the hell is going on, man? If his family didn't do it, hell, what do you mean? Should you put 5150 on him? No. Mind your damn business. You tried to get him a hotel, he crashed it. You got us a free pizza and you told him to keep going on. Man, go on about your life, dude. Like, let's just be all the way honest. No, you should not put 5150 on that, man. If you want to walk him to a treatment facility, cool. He goes in 30 days. He might leave within the first 5 or 10. But you want to put 51. Y'all want to go at it? Listen, man. No. Hell no. Mind your business, man. That's all I'm going to say. Mind your damn business. You did what you could, man.
Have a third party call and get someone entry into a facility when you know they need the treatment and they're gravely mentally disabled. We have to do something before it's too late for Tyler. And I just want a little insight. Anyone who has battled with drug addiction in the past and anyone who's battled with mental health problems.
I got an idea. Bring them into your house. You know what I'm saying? Bring them into your house. You want to put 5150 on him and send his ass to a treatment facility. Bring him to your house. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's depressed. Maybe he feels like he has nobody. You know what I'm saying? And don't put him in a hotel. That didn't work. You send him to a treatment facility. He's probably just going to walk out. You put the 5150 on him. He's going to be trapped inside of that loop probably forever. They'll be experimenting and doping him up and shit. No, man. Bring him into your house. Let him couch surf with you for a while, dude.
What would your perspective be? Or if you've actually experienced 5150, you know, in a way that was helpful or not, let me know.
Man, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I'm going to tell y'all what I would do in this situation. Now, if this was my dear friend, it would be different. But let's just be all the way honest. These guys don't really know each other like that. They work together as child stars. So let's just say it was somebody I played damn youth football with. You know what I'm saying? Guy I play youth football with. I see him and he's, you know, fucked up out there. Yeah, I might grab him a bite to eat, you know, walk him in the gas station, get him a box of chicken and shit. If I had it, get him a hotel. But what I'm not going to do is get all in this man's life and call the police and shit and get 5150s put on him and then I go live my own life feeling like I did a good deed and just not knowing what's going on with the rest of this man. No, dude. Get his ass a hot meal, somewhere to lay his head and live your life. You really don't know him. You're doing a good thing, yes, but it's starting to become doing a good thing to encroaching. Now you're encroaching and you're going to be encroaching on his freedom. Straight up. You're going to be encroaching on his freedom. You put that 5150 out here. Y'all know how I am when it comes to this drug addiction shit, chat. I'm just not really sympathetic. I went through it. You know what I'm saying? I had my battles with addiction. I'm not really sympathetic. I'm just going to be all the way real with you. Y'all want to smoke that shit till your eyes pop out? Smoke that shit till your eyes pop out. I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to be all the way honest with you, bro. You're not going to get help until you want help. Straight up. You're not getting help until you want help. I didn't get help until I wanted help. Straight up. Y'all can call me rude, insensitive, or whatever, but I don't have a soft spot for this shit. I just don't. I do not have a soft spot for this shit. It is what it is. Smoke this shit till your eyes pop out. All right, chat. This is a family. A man on Christmas Eve was grocery shopping. I guess they were trying to get the Christmas dinner together, and ice popped out on him and arrested him. I believe his wife was right there, but my thing is, why did they take the groceries? That's what I'm saying. The whole caption that I'm reading, they saying that they stole the groceries. I want to know what happened to them damn groceries. Because that cart right there, I do some grocery shopping, chat, a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I know what they got on that buggy doesn't seem like much. But that's about $150. Now I'm just going to be all the real. That little bullshit they got right there in that cart is probably about $150, man. Straight up. Get them folks their groceries back, man. What's up, Ender? Merry Christmas.
¿Tienes un número de teléfono que yo puedo marcar? Dame un número de tu familiar. Dame un número de teléfono. Tu nombre no, pero número para hablar con tu familia, señor. Emilio Moreno. I just need the wife's phone number so I can let her know, please. No, you don't. You didn't let my husband call. He's in fucking Mexico right now.
Well, that was a different case.
No, it wasn't.
He fought us.
He did not fight you.
Yes, he did.
Then why weren't the windows broken?
Because he rolled the passenger window down.
So you were one of the ones that arrested my husband. Can't wait for that case to show up. You guys are fucking with people on Christmas. What the fuck, man? Yeah, this is when they celebrate Christmas.
Yep, they get their holiday pay, and I would be surprised if they had some damn bonuses going on. I'm just gonna be real, man. You out there on Christmas, man. Y'all pick up 5, 6 people, man. We got a $2,500 bonus for you and your squad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna. We know they getting holiday pay. They already getting the bonuses and shit, 50K bonuses and pay packages and shit. This is Christmas. He out here on Christmas Eve getting it in, man. He probably got $1,000 bonus for scooping Buddy up at Walmart, man. He not trying to hear about that shit you talking about, lady. Straight up, man. You just came up and told him that he's one of the ones that pick your husband up and got him in Mexico calling home now. These people don't care, man. They out there trying to get that pay package. But what I can say, thank you, Tinky, for getting the membership. Thank you, Tinky. But what I can say is, what the hell are they doing with them groceries? That's what I want to know, man. If y'all are ready, what the hell are y'all doing with this, man?
Pray Christmas.
Well, if you would have been compliant with his release into this country, we wouldn't have arrested him. This is on him.
You guys are pieces of fucking shit. It's what you are.
Merry Christmas.
Fucking piece of shit. Got your fucking plates, bitch.
Take somebody?
Yeah, they just did. Oh, hi. Fuck you! Fuck you! I fucking hate you! That's the one that arrested my fucking husband. I hate that bitch! New plates! New plates! Got your plates, bitch! Phone numbers I can let her know, please. Hablar con tu familia.
That's what I'm saying. What are they doing with these groceries here? Why ain't nobody talking about these groceries? Look at what's in there, man. And some canned goods, some Campbell's soup. I see some Gain, some guacamole and shit. That toilet paper up under there. Oh, that's a damn, what do they call that, chat? That's one of them vegetable trays, man. What do they call it? Cutlery? What the hell is that shit called, man? Where you got the carrots and the ranch and, you know, the little snack trays, man. Them things about $15 right there. Yeah, that's about $150 worth of groceries, man. They took the man and took his damn food, man. Watch him just start loading his groceries up, man.
Tu nombre no, pero número para hablar con tu familia, señor. Emilio Moreno. I just need the wife's phone number so I can let her know, please. No, you don't. You didn't let my husband call. He's in fucking...
Bruh, they are loading these groceries up.
No, it wasn't. He did not fight you. Then why weren't the windows broken?
Because he rolled the passenger window down.
So you were one of the ones that arrested my husband. Can't wait for that case to show up.
Man, there's no way they finna put this man groceries in evidence, bro. They are not finna put this man groceries in his personal property and tell him he can have somebody come pick him up, bro. That is crazy, bro. That is crazy that they are about to put his damn groceries in his personal property at the jail. All right, chat. All right, this is the DEI woman, man. This is the DEI State Patrol Lieutenant, man. Y'all like to talk about DEI and shit. So here's the DEI State Patrol Lieutenant, man. Getting her ass snatched out of a patrol car. Grand Theft Auto style. Grand Theft Auto style, man. Watch how he does this woman, man. Look at him, man. He crossing the highway. Boom. He out there, it's a little wet, and you see the ground a little wet. Look at him. Oh, he's on one. He telling the police, "Hey, don't pull up on me." Look, man, don't you pull up on me, lady. Look at him, he's on one. What do y'all think he's on, chat? What do y'all think he's on? Do you think he just had a bad day? Maybe a little coffee? Look at her, she blocking the highway up. That's like a 3-lane highway, dude. Oh, she got the window there. He done waved her off. It's no way that man just wiped the bottom of his shoe like he thinking about running. That man just wiped the bottom of his shoe. You know what time it is. Boom, he done opened the door, bruh. Wow! I thought she opened the door. She let this man walk up and open her car door. She let this man, Grand Theft Auto style, open the car door and pull her up out of there. He just de-vehicled her. I can't say disarmed her, but shit, he put her on Pat and Turner. What? Boom, pop the door open. Get over here. DEI, yanked his ass or her ass. I don't know if that's a dude or a woman. Oh, she trying to get to that fire. It's over with. I'll holler at you. We on a mission. Mission complete. Man, if that wasn't the most Grand Theft Auto shit I've seen since that guy from drove all the way to Fifth Avenue and walked into the NFL headquarters, man, this is some Grand Theft Auto shit, bro. Like, no way. It's no way this shit just played out like this. Like, she let the window up. Look, right here, the window is down. The window is down right here. Boom. She letting the window up. Boom. Now she let the window up. So he walking over there to her. Hell nah, bro. Hell nah, bro. It ain't no way, bro. Oh my God, bro. Oh, this lets me know, bro. Like cops are just regular people, bro. This is just regular people, bro. There is no way, bro. Like right here, at this point of the altercation, is probably where they realizing that they about to be fired. Like, this is my last day on the job. Even if they call me back in, I just don't think I'm gonna go back over there. Like, look at this, bro. Taking a knee, bro, while this man is driving off in your car is crazy, bro. What? No way, bro. Hey, he would have been dead in the South. I'm just going to keep it real. In the South, that man probably would have been dead. He didn't run her over or nothing. Fortunately, he did not run her over. But in the South, he would have been dead. I'm not going to lie. He would have been left right there on the highway. Right there on the highway. Straight up. Right here is where he would have died. Boom, dead. He would have been dead right there. In the South, right about now, he would have been stumbling backwards from that damn cop car. I'm just going to be real. This right here, him putting his hands on him, might have resulted in a chest shot. He might have had the gun in his chest by now, man. He might have had a big hole coming out his back down in the South. That part right there, slung to the ground, shot all in his damn back, man. He would have fell back from the car. He wouldn't have got his hands on the steering wheel good, man. I'm just gonna be real. I'm surprised she didn't shoot a gun. I'm just gonna be real. I'm surprised she didn't shoot the gun. I guess it's because it's a highway and it's a lot of people around. I guess that was the better judgment not to shoot right there. But yeah, in the South, it would have been some shit going on that highway, man. Some shit going on. But that's the DEI police for today. All right, man. I thought this was an article. I mean, a clip, but this is they're saying Alan Neely. Let me look this guy up. Alan Neely. Let me look this guy up. All right, here we go. So this is what they're saying. He's a CFO, a former Chicago hospital CFO. He's convicted of orchestrating a $293 million fake COVID testing operation. Say him and his team set up 20 pop-up sites, falsified test results, misappropriated federal funds, and used the money to buy luxury cars and real estate, man. Luxury cars and real estate. This is crazy, bro. If it was going to go on anywhere, it would have been Chicago, though. I ain't going to lie. If it was going to go on anywhere, it would have been Chicago, man. All right, let's get into this clip right here. This is a miscellaneous clip before we get into the news. These are homes in Texas, man. These people in Texas are building these bunkers in their cribs, chat. And I'm not going to lie. I want one. I want one, chat. I want one real bad. I want one real bad. Look at this dude bunker.
Probably one of the coolest things you ever see. There is a builder here in Texas that is building houses with bunkers already.
Yeah, Atlas is not bullshitting. That's the company right there at the top, the logo. Atlas. I've seen some of their cribs, chat, and they're not bullshitting. They do like storm shelters. You can get different levels, different upgrades and shit. But they do bunkers and storm shelters. I think they are primarily based in Texas.
Builder here in Texas that is building houses with bunkers already in them. This one already has its batteries and solar panels, but down these stairs is one of the coolest bunkers you'll ever see. It's a 1,000 square foot movie theater, single bedroom, bathroom, kitchen. Of course, it's got my blast door there, a blast door there, decontamination shower. But when you walk in the bunker, look at this. It's a movie theater with 9-foot ceilings. It's got its own secret gun shelf in there. It's got the escape door, the movie theater. Check all this out. Beautiful kitchen, beautiful bathroom.
Now, I'm just going to be all the way honest with y'all, chat. Why the fuck would I want to live in the city, in a condo or something? This guy just said for 1.5, you get this crib, the bunker, and 5 acres. Why the would I want to live in the city, bro? I'm just going to be all the way honest. For me, being from Arkansas and being from where I'm from, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, man. Do I want this condo to where I can sit up and look over at the city at night and lights and shit? Yeah, that might be nice. But I would much rather have my own fucking land, about 5 acres, a nice-ass crib, and a bunker that nobody knows about with two blast doors and a damn decontamination shower, 9-foot ceilings, a gun safe, a movie theater, a escape hatch, a kitchen, solar panel. Yes, it's a no-brainer. Sign me up. Before I go get a damn condo, kiss my ass, man.
Decontamination shower. But when you walk in the bunker, look at this. It's a movie theater with 9-foot ceilings. It's got its own secret gun shelf in there. It's got the escape door, the movie theater. Check all this out. Beautiful kitchen, beautiful bathroom, beautiful bedroom. It's got my Swiss air system back here. How cool is this? So guys, if you're interested in buying a house with a bunker, there is a developer doing this in Texas. Contact me, and I'll tell you all about Arkansas.
All right, chat. One day, man, in the near future, when we make it over here, when they let us in the door, you know what I'm saying? Because we've been knocking at that door for a long time. We finna kick it in, man. Like, look, y'all got to take us serious over here. There will be signs, though, chat, when we make it, man. There will be signs, man. When y'all see me streaming from the bunker, man. Y'all see me streaming from the bunker, just know we made it, chat. When y'all see me streaming from the bunker, man, just know we made it. Until then, the work continues. All right, chat. Let's get into the actual. Oh no, I gotta show y'all this clip. This is a church, man. The pastor's up there, I guess, airing out all of his grievances and letting people air their grievances out with him. And a woman stands up, man, and calls the pastor out like, look, dude, you were banging me. You were banging me when I was underage, man. Crazy. Crazy. Where is my gimbal charger? Hold on, chat. Hold on. Damn. I gotta charge the damn gimbal. Damn, I can't see nothing. All right, here we go.
No. I was just 16 when you took my virginity on your office floor. Do you remember that? You did things
At
to my
the church?
body.
At the now, I'm just gonna be all the way honest with you, Chad. Aren't most pastors' offices in the church now? I don't. Now it's not like a lawyer. You know, the lawyer it doesn't have a office in the damn courthouse. The lawyer's gonna have his own office. This is a pastor. She's talking about you did this to me on your office floor. Was that in the church, Chad? What did this go on in the Lord's house?
Office floor. Do you remember that? You did things to
Thank you,
my
Najee.
body that had never and should have never been done.
Sunday service went straight to hell in Indiana after a woman confronted Pastor John Lowe in front of the whole congregation at New Life Christian Church. Tempers started flaring after the pastor who tried to confess left out the fact that the victim was only 16 when it happened.
Did you do it? That's all we need to know.
Yes, we did.
You didn't tell them she was 14 years old.
No, at 16.
Sorry, 16.
16 years old, Jay. Okay, and it was wrong. I can't say it. I can't make it right. I can't make it any better. And in a shocking twist, after his confession, church members surrounded Pastor John Lowe in a prayer circle and offered. No, at 16.
Sorry, 16.
16 years old, Jay. Okay, and it was wrong. I can't say it. I can't make it right. I can't make it any better. And in a shocking twist, after his confession, church members surrounded Pastor John Lowe in a prayer circle and offered him forgiveness. Police would eventually investigate, but because of the statute of limitations, no charges were filed.
I'm not gonna lie, Chad. I done been in a congregation where the pastor took one down, you know what I'm saying, had a body on him, you know. And he, you know, that was part of his testimony. Like, hey, when I was growing up, I had to do what I had to do. I ended up unaliving a man. And, you know, now I'm reformed. You know, I've walked this path. I guess that's the situation they trying to get us, man. But, I didn't think it was going to end like that. I mean, turn the other cheek, forgive. That's what's supposed to go on, I guess, but I don't know, Chad. I don't know. Who walked out? I probably would have walked out. I'm just going to keep it all real. I probably would have walked out, Chad. They would have been mad at me. Like, laying hands on them and shit like that, man. Yeah, that's cool. Y'all do what y'all... I got to go, man. I'm just going to be all the way real, man. I would have been looking for the next... I would have probably called my cousin and been like, hey, where y'all been going to church at, man? Next Sunday, I'm going to come see what y'all talking about. You know what I'm saying? See what's going on over there, man. I'm just going to be real, Chad. I never said I was perfect, you know what I'm saying? I never said I was perfect, but I would have had to get the fuck up out of there. Y'all can forgive. I'm just gonna get the hell on. I'm just gonna get the hell on. He did this shit in the Lord's house.
It's so easy to become a podcaster with Riverside.
I wonder, was he like? Did he have a different job then? When she said it happened on the office floor, like. Did he have a different job then and she like it happened at his office or something? Or was he already the pastor? Like, did this happen in the
There
Lord's
is
house?
one question that is maybe the most
crazy.
consequential in American politics for the foreseeable future. That question is what happens to the Republican Party after Donald Trump. Second to that, a very close second, is who's the Democratic nominee in 2026, right? What does the Democratic Party choose as a direction for the next presidential race? But on the first question of what happens to the Republican Party after Trump, we have some fascinating new information. The succession plan that Trump and the people around him wanted has been revealed to the Daily Mail. It is even more dynastic and creepy and cult-like than you would expect. According to this report, MAGA power brokers mapped out a very long-term succession plan to try to keep Trumpism in control of the Republican Party for...
This what I've been waiting on, because I want to know what the GOP and the Republicans are going to do after Trump. Because right now they talking about Trump forever, you know what I'm saying? But let's just be all the way real. There will never be another Trump. I don't care if we talking about Don Jr., I don't care if we talking about J.D. Vance, any of that shit, man. I'm just going to be all the way real with you, Chad. I'm just going to be all the way real. I think Mike Johnson might put a wrench in the game, Chad. Why is nobody talking about Mike Johnson? Y'all think Mike Johnson finna go on with the get down or what, man? What is Mike Johnson? Where does Mike Johnson play into this? Because right now he's third in line. There's some shit going on Mike Johnson about third in line. Nobody's talking about this dude or what he has to say. I want to know what's going on with Mike Johnson in the future of the Republican Party. And they saying that the donors or the big money has laid out a long-term succession plan to keep, the Trump shit going, but it's not going to hit the same. That's what I don't think they're accounting for. They have to pivot. After Trump, it's done. You have to pivot. Trying to keep dragging this Trump shit on, it's not going to bode well for them over there.
Decades. We are talking more than 30 years of total reign. And here's how it was supposed to work. Phase is in 2028, J.D. Vance runs for president. Who was supposed to be his vice president? Charlie Kirk, the now deceased Charlie Kirk. After 8 years of a Vance presidency, the plan was for Charlie Kirk to become president himself with Donald Trump Jr. as his vice president. That is coming directly from Turning Point USA board member.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep it all the way real with you, Chad. I'm not here for Charlie Kirk, Don Jr. Run. Like, I wouldn't have been here for that. I'm just going to keep it all the way real. Charlie Kirk, Don Jr. is kind of crazy, bro. That combination is crazy, man. Maybe one, but the Don Jr. Charlie Kirk ticket, man, would have been wild, man. Unless some shit went on over the next decade, man, that would have been a wild ticket. I'm just going to keep it real.
Mike Miller, longtime Trump ally, and described the plan in an interview. In his words, it was supposed to be J.D. and Charlie for 8 years after Trump, and then Charlie, and then after that...
I know that shit sucks, bro. If you're like a Ted Cruz or Marco Rubio, just hearing that shit, I know it sucks. Like, it just has to burn through their damn chest. All of this quote-unquote philanthropy and good stuff that they've been purporting that they're doing over here, and just to hear somebody come out and be like, yeah, everything that you were doing, we were going to put Charlie Kirk and Don Jr. over there, man. We don't care what y'all was talking about, man. Shit is Trump forever over here, bro. It's crazy.
Probably Donald Trump Jr. This was not
Good morning,
about
Rachel.
voters deciding anything organically, or about Republican insiders, or Republican voters, better said, deciding on the direction of the party. This was an internal grooming pipeline, a hand-picked MAGA sort of royal line of sorts, more akin to the British royal family than American democracy. And the reporting makes it really clear that this is not a new plan. Shortly after Charlie Kirk was introduced to the Trump family, Trump Jr.
Best believe they put all of these through AIs and prediction models. They're putting this shit through prediction models, especially when you're talking about this level, like this level of money. They're probably putting it through the prediction models that are somehow linked to a quantum computer. You know what I'm saying? Where they can get run millions of simulations instantaneously and come out with a better path forward. So I believe it, man. I believe that that's what they were trying to do. They probably picked what the hell they wanted to do, and then they run the simulation to see what's the best path forward. If this is the end result that we want, what do we need to put into play? And that's what they're doing. That's why this AI race is so important, man. Because it's chess right now. It's chess. The AIs are playing chess against each other, man, to push forward whichever agenda. Let me play this shit.
Praised Kirk and said he's brilliant and this is someone who could be president. J.D. Vance has since confirmed that Charlie Kirk played a major role in introducing him to Donald Trump and helping him rise politically, and ultimately in J.D. Vance becoming vice president.
What's up, Blackish?
And Vance even gives credit to Charlie Kirk, not just with winning the 2024 election, but staffing the entire government. So that is not campaigning for anything. That is ideological capture. Now, obviously, Charlie Kirk is dead. So the plan as written can't be carried out anymore. But the takeaway is that the thinking was there. The mindset is there, and they are not just going...
Hey, y'all give Blackish some flames, man. He came through here and comboed up, man. Thank you, Blackish, for your continued support, man. Blackish comboing up. Y'all drop some flames for Blackish, man. He just comboed up like, man, like, damn, 40 times.
To abandon all of this because Charlie Kirk is no longer alive. Trumpism is not supposed to end with Trump. We now know that. We've figured it out. It was designed to outlive Trump for a long time, to be sort of inherited like you would your parents' estate, and be passed down. Series of loyalists and family members and ideological enforcers. And if you look at history, this is how a political movement turns into an authoritarian political dynasty. It's not because they win debates and people really love their policy. It's because insiders are deciding who gets power next. The real takeaway here is the fact that there was a plan. Like, okay, Charlie Kirk was in it, Charlie Kirk was killed, he can't be part of the plan anymore. The fact that there was a multi-decade plan is the takeaway. Since Charlie Kirk was killed, the lineup would have to be different. But they are thinking of some version of this, and the speculation about Don Jr. at some point in the future has been floated around before. If anything, my expectation is that the death of Charlie Kirk probably accelerates the scramble. Without him, there's this vacuum at the top. The influencer to power pipeline now needs to be tweaked. And that is not going to lead to a more moderate Republican Party if this line of succession were to succeed. Now, what hasn't changed is that J.D. Vance is very obviously positioned as the next standard bearer. And I'm of two minds on this. On the one hand, I acknowledge and I am aware, never does the natural nominee 3 years out become the nominee. It just doesn't happen. It's always somebody else. It's someone who comes up and is noticed later. The difference is that this time they're actually planning ahead in a more proactive and specific way. So maybe that is going to be the next generation.
J.D. Vance fuck around, become president, and throw a wrench in the game, man. I'm just going to be all the way real with y'all. J.D. Vance fuck around, throw a wrench in the game, man. I don't think J.D. Vance is really going to be on this Trump forever shit, bro. It sounds good now, and J.D. Vance is doing this shit now, man, but J.D. Vance fuck around and become commander-in-chief and have some whole other shit going. Yes, the Monroe Doctrine 2.0 is here, so I believe he'll probably expound on that, but it'll probably be some other shit going on. It'll be all the way through.
And they're just going to have to figure out who fills the Charlie Kirk slot. Is it a different right-wing influencer? Is it a media personality? Is it some other Trump family member that steps forward sooner? What we know here is that Trump world isn't thinking about this in terms of winning the hearts and...
I want to know who's going to be the one to give it all to the computer. In the future, one of our leaders is going to, call it what you want. You can call it selling us out. You can call it making the best move. You can call it competition. In the very near future, one of our leaders is going to sell out all decision making to the AI, to the computer, man. And I wonder who the fuck that's going to be. Might just be JD. I'm just going to keep it all the way real. It fuck around be JD.
Minds of voters and the will of the people. They were thinking about it as, how can we decide who gets to have the power? Now, think about the timeline. Vance, 2028. Vance, 2032. Kirk, 2036. Charlie Kirk, 2040. Don Jr., 2044. Don Jr. 2048. That would mean that from 2016 onwards, in some form, with a 4-year break there for Joe Biden, or from 2024 on in consecutive fashion, they have an idea of continuing this for 30 years. Think about other dynasties that operate this way. The Kim family in North Korea start with forever rule on day one. The Castros in Cuba. There are other examples. The early phase is about consolidating power around a dominant figure and conferring enough power to the dominant figure that they then can decide who succeeds them. And then the final phase is normalization. You just got to get people used to the idea that this is how leadership works now, and that's what's so striking about it. It is really not about winning the next election by convincing people that your ideas are better. It's, can we lock in a lineage here? And look at the ages. I mean, Don Jr. would be 71 by the time he finishes this hypothetical second term in this imaginary plan. That is not a youthful movement breaking norms anymore. That is a strategy of long-term entrenchment designed to outlast Trump himself by a lot and to keep the family name in power. So when people say Trump will be gone eventually, this is the answer that Trump world has in mind. It is terrifying, it is disgusting, it is authoritarian. But you know what? We have power here. We have influence, and it is up to us to make damn sure that it does not happen. Appreciate you watching. Stick around for this next video.
All right, David Packman, appreciate you for that clip, man. You said this seems unlikely. These people don't move like average. Yeah, they don't move like average, but I think that they're referring all of this to AI. I think we seen the Pentagon get the contract with Grok. We seen ChatGPT being integrated. We seen some of the top generals say that they have become best friends with ChatGPT. I'm just gonna be all the way honest. They got some different levels of AI over there, like the parameters and shit that we have where they might not answer the question for us, so it'll just be thinking forever and shit. They don't have that, man. They're getting instantaneous results, man. They're getting... So yes, they might not be like average people, but I don't think they're the ones making the call anymore. I think the devices are making the call now. And they just have to stick to the script. Before we used to say, this is how I want to break it down, man. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. They cut me off like that today. If we're going to say that the military is always minimum 40 years more advanced than us, right? We just got AI at this level, let's say over the last 5 years. AI has really ramped up and started doing incredible things over the last 5. So that will put them back to what? 1980? Then we get the book 1984, you know what I'm saying? So this shit has been going on, man. They've probably, when they talk about the powers that be and shit like that, we always think of some spooky shit making the decisions, man. No, these rich motherfuckers that probably do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but they probably already had this technology. If they're going to tell us that we're always 40 years behind, and now in 2025 we see fucking Grok 4 and Imagine doing all of this crazy shit, somebody's had this shit at least since the 80s. Right? Somebody. I mean, just logically thinking. Oh, that's the wrong clip. Hold on.
When you took my virginity.
I'm trying to go to this. Nick Fuentes is coming at Vivek. We'll watch the market on that. They're saying Vivek dropped 30% for the Ohio State governor race. He's lost 30% since Nick Fuentes has started his anti-Vivek campaign. We'll look in to see what Nick Fuentes said about it after this, but I think this is Ryan Matter checking the markets on that. Word.
power of Nick Fuentes and the power of Poly Markets combined. This site is a predictive market site, so when it comes to predicting outcomes in elections, outcomes on the weather, outcomes on crypto, finance, geopolitics, culture, you name it, Poly Markets kind of ahead of the curve, and I want to show you specifically how much power Nick Fuentes has. So if you guys didn't check out Nick Fuentes' video last night, I'm going to show you that in a second. But I want to show you over here on Poly Market the Ohio governor Republican primary race, right? So from basically December 7th until now, so basically for the entire month of December, Vivek has been holding above 80% chance of becoming the Ohio governor Republican primary winner. Now, Nick Fuentes went on a rant last night. By the time the video went viral, it was probably close to 1 in the morning, okay? Vivek went from an 80 all the way down to a 56%. It was probably above that. It was probably like an 86. That's 30 points. That's 30% that Nick Fuentes, in one video, Nick Fuentes and the Groypers declared war on Vivek Ramaswamy. This is the only race Nick Fuentes cares about. And this is the power that that man has. This is why they are terrified of Nick Fuentes. Check this video out.
You don't have to worry about being called a cheat there, because there's 1.5 billion fucking Jeets in India, and they won't call you one over there. Go live there if it makes you feel uncomfortable. If you want to live here, give an ounce and a shred of respect to the people that built this country. We're not asking anymore. We're telling you. And if you think now that you're going to become the governor of Ohio, telling white people that you're as American as them, you got your anchor baby birthright citizenship, H-1B fucking parents. You think you're going to go around Ohio telling people that have been there since the Civil War or since the Revolutionary War, you're as American as them? You're now going to be their governor? You got another thing coming, pal. Not on my watch. You're calling me out? Groyperism isn't conservatism? You're right. It's Americanism. Groyperism is Americanism. I am an American. You say that we have no place in the conservative movement? I say you and your family has no place in the governor's mansion in Ohio.
That's why I say the polling is dead. There's no point in paying attention to any polls. If you guys want to know anything about any election or where the hearts and minds of the masses are, you just swing over here to Poly Market. You see the power that Nick Fuentes...
All right, man, chat. We finna move on from there. We'll check that out in a little bit, see what Vivek is doing, man. But this right here, they said the U.S. has launched attacks on... The U.S. launched strikes against ISIS in Nigeria. So we seen Nicki Minaj come out about the Christians. I feel like after she came out about the Christians in Nigeria, they kind of tapped on her shoulder. Like, look, man, we're going to get you involved. Some shit's about to go on, and we need you over here. So she went spoke at the UN. Then she went sat down with Turning Point. Did the talk with Erica, called J.D. Vance an assassin and shit. And then we see on Christmas Day strikes against ISIS in Nigeria. Now we've seen some of the Nigerians come out and say that they think this is a ploy for the U.S. to take resources and all of that. But we'll be watching this closely. I think I'm gonna have a guest on later today or tomorrow. I'll probably bring Stacy back to talk about this. She been doing her research and on the Nikki and Erica sit down and things of those sorts. So I'll probably bring Stacey on again and we'll have that conversation.
Clip released by the Trump administration shows the launch of the U.S. strike conducted Christmas Day on Islamic State forces in Nigeria. President Trump announcing the powerful and deadly strike, he says, on Christmas night, weeks after first accusing the West African country's government of failing to stop the persecution of Christians. Trump did take to Truth Social to post this right here, and this is just a portion of it. He says, tonight, at my direction as Commander-in-Chief...
Oh, yeah, Trump came out with a wild Christmas tweet, too, calling the Democrats sleaze bags that did this and that. We got to read that Trump tweet. I forgot about that.
The United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorist scum in northwest Nigeria. who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians at levels not seen for many years.
You said, hey, Blackie, you're not American either. How? How? Check this out. How? Listen, man. I want you to call in. I want you to call in, fan. I want you to call in. How? How? Because I promise you, man, my lineage probably goes back on this country a lot longer than yours, man, on this land over here, man. How? How?
In centuries, I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay, and tonight there was. U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Mike Waltz had this to say when speaking to Fox News back in November.
Clergy are being beheaded. Churches are being burned. Families chased out of their homes simply for wearing a cross. We know how to take down terrorist networks, but we've done it all over the world. But I think there's a lot of other things we can do before that. The country of particular concern unleashes sanctions, withholds our aid, and we're seeing the Nigerian government move.
And you are taking a look at the post here from Ambassador Waltz. He posted on the strike last night, kind of quote tweeting what President Trump had to say, saying, quote, "Merry Christmas to the Christians in Nigeria and around the world who know tonight that the President of the United States will fight for them," end quote. Now, I do want to bring in former Kansas Governor Sam Brownback, who served as ambassador at large for international religious freedom during President Trump's first administration, to discuss all of this and break down exactly how we got to this point. Sam, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us today.
Oh, happy to join you, and Merry Christmas. Still in background here.
Yeah. And first off, can you break down for me, Sam, kind of how we got to this point?
It's been building for really 15 years, I would say. You've really got a group of terrorist organizations, and I call it a terrorist convention that's taking place in Nigeria. This is the area they're concentrating on for the next caliphate. They lost in the Middle East. Now they're moving to this region in West Africa. They've destabilized several governments in the region. You've also got the Chinese and the Russians meddling in this region. And here's an area that the Nigerian government, in many respects, has just lost control of, which is typical, again, of how you get a caliphate started, how you get all these terrorist groups coming to this region. And then their primary target is destabilizing the government, killing Christians, and they'll kill Muslims that don't agree with them as well.
Right here, as we pop this up, this is a post from U.S. Africa Command, AFRICOM. They say, at the direction...
See, this is the first time I've heard somebody say that. Whoever this guy is, Brownback, the former governor, he's the first person I heard say that they'll kill Muslims that don't agree with them as well. Most of the time, people just don't even hit that topic or say it. Like, that surprised me, where he was like, hey, look, they'll kill Muslims as well. Get down or lay down, basically, man. So this goes back to that conversation we were having yesterday when we got kicked off the live with Sid and Shell about, you know, the beliefs and whatnot. Sid was making his point, Shell was making her point. This guy right here made a point to where it's like, look, Sid, your ass with it over there in Nigeria right now talking like you talking, they gonna kill you. Shell, in Nigeria talking like we talking, they'll kill it. Kill us, straight up. It's not no in between when we talking about shit going on like this. Both sides will be get the hell up out of there, man. If you not with what we with, man, you are the enemy, man. You get your head cut off, you get blown up, we burn down your church. It is what it is. Not sparing shit.
Of the President of the United States and the Secretary of War, and in coordination with Nigerian authorities, U.S. Africa Command conducted strikes against ISIS terrorists in Nigeria on December 25th, Christmas there. And again, we're learning all of this information, but there are still so many questions. Can you talk about which ISIS-affiliated group is operating there in Nigeria and how active it's been recently? You talked about how this has kind of been developing over time.
You've got multiple groups, and then the groups themselves will splinter. You've got ISIS West Africa, you've got Boko Haram that's operating in the region, you've got ISIS Sahel, which is just that region that's operating. So you've got multiple ones that are operating in the region. Like I say, it's just really this gathering of terrorists that decide this is the real place we can go next. What I admire really about the president's decisive action here is that's exactly what's needed to prevent this caliphate from building. You could end up, if you don't get aggressive action here, of a caliphate of 250 million people spread throughout West Africa by all these various terrorist groups just operating, pushing, getting more people recruited into it. And it's widespread killing that's been taking place for over a decade now. This has really got to be decisive. It's got to be aggressive. And the sooner you can get on top of it, the more likely it is that you're going to stop the caliphate from getting formed.
When you talk about Christmas Day specifically, again, we're talking about the persecution of Christians, and we get this announcement from President Trump that the strikes have been made there on Christmas Day into Christmas night. What is the significance overall of that? Do you think that was done on purpose?
I do. And normally Easter and Christmas are a couple of the most deadly days for Christians around the world in these countries where Christians get persecuted, like Nigeria. Nigeria is the most deadly country to be a Christian in the world. And this has been building, as we've talked about earlier. So I think the president just sending a clear message. You normally kill a bunch of Christians on Christmas. We're going to strike back at you on Christmas so that you feel what you've been giving to Christians all this time. And I think it's a message to these terrorist groups around the world that persecute Christians. We're going to stand up. We're going to fight for them.
Talk about just what could happen here as the days progress, the weeks progress. Is there any sort of danger now of retaliation against U.S. personnel anywhere across the region, across the country there, across the world as a result of this? What would you say?
We better be on heightened alert, particularly in those places that are on the front line type of countries, like this Middle Belt in Africa is one that you certainly would want people to be on high alert at this point in time, because they're going to say, we want to retaliate. Some of these groups want to draw the U.S. Into this, and this is kind of a showing of their abilities that they claim as jihadists. But yeah, you really want to be on alert at this point in time, and you don't know how much armament these groups have from Iranians, how much they've connected with them, how much they've connected with other countries that can supply them weaponry.
As far as U.S. relations there with Nigeria, where does all of that stand? And did Nigeria help out with this? Does this have any sort of impact on the U.S.-Nigeria relationship? When talking, of course, not about ISIS in Nigeria, but the Nigerian government.
I was pleased to see that this was done in cooperation with the Nigerian government. I was concerned that we were just going to go in and they were going to go, wait a minute, we don't want this. They are losing control of the country. It's one of the big problems. There have been 3 countries where regimes have fallen in that very region of that Sahel. So this is not, some sort of moot question. This is in the air, and it's in the region, in the atmosphere. So them working with the United States hopefully will help stabilizing. But long term, the Nigerian government has to get serious about protecting these Christians in their own country. They've been slaughtered, they've been killed, they've been pursued, they've been hunted down, they've been kidnapped, schoolgirls have been kidnapped for a long period of time. And the Nigerian government has been
America First is a term that is floated around a lot, and people have their own take on it. You know, people do have their own take on what America First truly means. A lot of people's America First turns out to be America only. And a lot of people's America First turns out to be just do whatever the movement wants to be. You know, not the America First movement, but the current administration's movement. So yeah, that's something that needs to be kind of defined. I know they've tried to define it, no new wars, this and that. Yeah, this Venezuela conflict, like, I don't know if they'll formally declare war, but something's gonna go on, and a lot of people feel like that's not America first. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's definitely America first. I feel like it's the new Monroe Doctrine, but you know, that's a debate for when somebody calls in.
In their response. So I think we've really got to get at a long-term solution in this situation, not just some military strikes, which are important and show the resolve of the United States on this, but we've really got to get at this on a long-term basis and allow the Christians to be protected in Nigeria and throughout that region.
This is actually from Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, who also is known there as the Secretary of War in the Trump administration. The president was clear last month the killing of innocent Christians in Nigeria and elsewhere must end. The Department of War is always ready, so ISIS found out tonight on Christmas. More to come. Grateful for Nigerian government to support and cooperation. Merry Christmas. As far as all of this developing, is there anything that maybe people misunderstand about all of this, the entire situation as it does develop?
I think it's easy to misunderstand the gravity and the magnitude of the potential problem in this region. This thing is a powder keg. You get another caliphate established where terrorists can operate freely, that's going to spread all over the world. It's certainly going to hit into Europe, and it's going to hit our targets overseas for sure. You don't want that to happen. You want to get on top of that before that does happen.
Hey, Chad, do y'all think they call us terrorists? Chad, do y'all think they call Americans terrorists? Like, let's say, like, you know how some people have a certain kind of look at them, you know, and they get looked at crazy when times are drastic as they are, like kind of after 9/11. The Muslim community was getting looked at like everybody was getting looked. You know what I'm saying? You seen the little YouTube videos when YouTube first got popular. You know, the guy would run around and throw the damn backpack and everybody would take off running. That kind of shit was going on. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder, like, when Americans go other places, do they not look at us like, oh, dumb, fat, stupid Americans, but I mean really look at us like terrorists, bro? Like, do they look at us like terrorists? Like, he might fucking do something. He might just fucking do something over here. Do they look at us like that?
I think people sometimes look at this and just say, well, okay, President Trump's motivated to protect Christians. He's just doing that. This is a much bigger issue, and we've really got to get on top of it before you see your next Afghanistan that starts blooming and sending terrorists everywhere.
I want to pop this up right here. This is coming in from our friend Lucas Tomlinson over at Fox News, saying U.S. forces have launched airstrikes in Nigeria, Somalia, Syria, Yemen, Iran, the Caribbean, and the Eastern Pacific this year. What do we need to be watching for? And you kind of touched on this, but as we assess whether the strikes were maybe effective.
I'm going to keep it real. We've been fighting ISIS a long ass time. Like, damn, one thing I did not account for was America at odds with ISIS in Africa. That wasn't on my... I was out of the loop, chat. Maybe some of y'all knew that this shit was going to go. I did it. I didn't know that we were going to be at odds with ISIS in Africa. That's kind of crazy to me, Chad. It's real crazy.
What happens next, and what do we need to keep an eye on?
The strikes are going to be effective in that they show the people around the world the United States has resolve on this. They know we've got the weaponry. They just don't think we'll use it. President Trump will use it. You don't want to make the guy mad. You've made him mad. And now he's striking back at you. I think people really need to see the magnitude of what this is really all about. And it's about stopping this next buildup of terrorism that we've had so many problems with and spent so much money trying to subdue around the world.
All right, Sam, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here. As we mentioned, there's a lot to it, so we can only touch on so much. But is there anything else that we missed? Anything you want to make sure to add here before I let you go?
Just how important the very concept of religious freedom is for civilization around the world. Religious freedom guarantees the right of everybody to practice their faith wherever they are, whoever they are. And you don't have that in Nigeria. You don't have that in a lot of the world. The communist countries pursue and have a war on faith. this is really one of those tectonic plates between civilizations, is whether you grant religious freedom and protect religion.
I'm gonna keep it real. You damn near ain't got it here.
The White House
Let's
is
just be
accusing
real,
China
man.
of unfair.
You damn near ain't got it here. If we're gonna be all the way honest and cut the shit, we damn near don't got it here, man. The way churches get shot up, man. The way the Muslims are being attacked. Mosque, churches getting shot up. What else? They really don't mess with the Hindus in America. I guess they can do what they want to do. But yeah, when it comes to the Muslims and the Christians, man, it be a lot going on with them. The Catholic schools get shot up, man. Yeah, it be a lot going. It's damn near like yeah. We need to get that shit together.
Trade practices regarding semiconductor chips. A filing from the U.S. Trade Representative says this, quote, "For decades, China has targeted the semiconductor industry for dominance and has employed increasingly aggressive and sweeping non-market policies and practices in pursuing dominance of the sector. China's pursuit of its dominance goals has severely disadvantaged U.S. companies, workers, and the U.S. economy, but Trump administration is delaying new tariffs on Chinese chips until June of 2027. Now, China responded to the filing and the accusation, slamming the U.S. for abusing tariffs and surpassing China's industries, adding that China will, quote, safeguard its legitimate rights and interests. I want to bring in former world...
But didn't NVIDIA just say that they're going to start selling China those chips? So Trump just put, it says U.S. halts new tariffs on China's chips to 2027. So maybe I missed something. Hold on.
27. Now, China responded to the severely disadvantaged U.S. companies, workers, and the U.S. economy, but Trump administration is delaying new tariffs on Chinese chips until June of 2027. Now, China responded to the filing and the accusation, slamming the U.S. for abusing tariffs and surpassing China's industries, adding that China will, quote, safeguard its legitimate rights and interests. I want to bring in former World Bank and IFC outside counsel in Beijing, Katie Zachariah. Katie, good morning to you. Your response to kind of...
See, to me, when I lay all of this out, like I got a bigger desk now too, so sometimes I have my little printouts over here. But when I lay all of this out, and I hear Elon, and I hear... what is it, Bill? I don't think it was Bill Gates. It's somebody else, another CEO. When I hear them talking about the chip race is pretty much over. When you look at Sam Altman and you read the articles that they put out over there, they don't have the power to supply their commercial customers. Everybody's looking at ChatGPT like it's for users. It's user to user, but they have a lot of commercial clients. I think they got like a 1,000 commercial clients, and they could bring in another 1,000 commercial clients, but they don't have the power. The chips is not the problem anymore. The chips are not the problem. It's the power. And then you go to listen to the other CEOs along with Elon saying that they want to put these satellites in the air with whatever on it so they can harness the energy from the sun, shoot it back to Earth with the lasers in under 5 seconds. Then you hear Putin saying that he's building some shit to knock Elon's satellites down because he's not with that shit. He's trying to stop. The other company said, what did Bill Gates try? Elon said Bill Gates tried to do, put 65,000 satellites in the air so they can map every square inch of the Earth permanently. There will be no dead zones. There will be no black spots. Permanently, 24/7, 365-hour monitorization of every square inch of the Earth can be achieved with about 65,000 satellites, man. That's why they're not tripping on China getting the chips anymore. That's why they're halting tariffs on it. It's not about the chips. China already has the power. We got to get the power. We're not gonna build I'm thinking that they're scrapping the solar shit because they're trying to take it to space. If we listen to these CEOs, the technocrats, we always talk about the oligarchy, that's who's ruling shit. Well, listen to them. They're saying they want to take this shit to space, man. They just scrapped all the EV shit, man, with the solar panels here and shit. We're not building any more nuclear reactors. China has 30 nuclear reactors going up. We have 0 right now, man. The game plan has already been established. They just haven't told us yet. They're giving it to us in bits and pieces, man. Finna take this shit to space, man. The chips aren't the problem anymore.
This dichotomy of how the U.S. seems to be handling the Chinese. On one instance, we're saying that there are abuses there that need to be addressed. On the other, we're delaying the tariffs till 2027 on chips. Explain that.
Well, it looks like President Trump is trying to very effectively steady the market, steady negotiations with Beijing, allowing companies to onshore and recalibrate the semiconductor industry. And so what he's doing with Xi Jinping is there is this threat in June of 27 of an increased tariff, but there's also...
See, you say Sam Altman is AI, not chips. They all are working together. They're all funneling the money together. When you look at OpenAI, NVIDIA, and all of these companies, they're all tied together. It's a circle jerk of money. Circle jerk of money right here. When Elon, you got to remember, go back to the Oval Office meeting. When Sam Altman walked into the Oval Office or wherever the hell they was at when they had that press conference, who was right beside Trump? It was Elon. Because Elon and Sam Altman, it's to the point to where they got to do business. They have to do business. They used to do business. Elon feels a certain way about Sam. Say Sam ran off with that 50 million. Remember? Sam ran off with the 50 million. Elon says he named OpenAI. So it's all a circle jerk of money and shit. I was on record saying this shit. Trump gave Altman the path to $1 trillion, to hit $1 trillion. Well, it looks like Elon did a damn reverse Uno because he's at 750 billion right now. I'm just being honest. This is all a circle jerk, man. This is the oligarchy. Whether it's all gonna come together, man. It's all gonna come together. And I don't know, man. I feel like we're screwed, bro.
Period of time for negotiations and this recalibration. This is on top of President Trump negotiating a very incredible deal with Micron for $200 billion for research and development for our own semiconductor industries in Virginia, Idaho, and New York. And so it looks like this kind of defensive and offensive tactic where Beijing has dominated the market for so long and has enjoyed that, yet it has come at the huge cost of American companies. So President Trump will leverage this and hopefully land a great deal between he and Xi Jinping on the semiconductors.
We have another issue with China, which I'm going to ask you about, and I'm curious your thoughts as to what this means for the upcoming summit between Xi Jinping and President Trump. So the Pentagon is sounding the alarm in its annual report to Congress on security developments in China. The Department of War wrote this: China's top military strategy focuses squarely on overcoming the U.S. through a whole-of-nation mobilization effort that Beijing terms national total war. China's historic military buildup has made the U.S. homeland increasingly vulnerable. China maintains a large and growing arsenal of nuclear, maritime, conventional, long-range strike, cyber, and space capabilities that are able to directly threaten Americans' security. I wanted to get your take on this because there's a really interesting deep dive of this in the Journal this morning. Can Trump's Navy match China's? And maybe we're talking about the issue with Taiwan, and that's one issue. And I know that the Department of War is also warned.
So when it comes to the Taiwan issue, man, we've already given up on Taiwan, man, in my opinion. That's why we're trying to secure Venezuela, man. Taiwan is probably gonna go, man. They put in the, I read through the $900 billion defense bill. I believe $1 billion is going to Taiwan. Y'all go fact check that. I think $1 billion is going to Taiwan and $1.5 billion is going to the Philippines. And I'm assuming that's in support of Taiwan. I think that they wrote the check and it kind of is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Trump wants to make the chips on America first anyway. He wants to make the chips mainland anyway. It is what it is. We probably need a year, 2026. What did he say? By 2026, it'll be all ball. The chips will be being made over here by the end of next year. So kind of is what it is, man. They threw $1 billion and 1.5 to the Philippines and shit. I think they just gonna let it ride, chat. I'm just gonna be real. I think they're gonna let it ride.
that it looks like a strike on Taiwan could be happening. It could be this year, maybe 2027. But you do see the president really moving to at least bring the ships, the U.S. naval ships, into the new age, into the new century, possibly because of the China threat. What do you make of that?
I completely agree. It was no accident that President Trump released the Golden Fleet, the Trump fleet, ahead of this Pentagon report, especially highlighting the naval capabilities of China. China not only has this growing arsenal of maritime, but they're able to blend naval and civil. And China has the capability to manufacture, I think it's at 232 times greater than the United States, warships and civil ships. So,
yes, that's what came in. That's what we talked about the other night, chat. I went and did a deep dive into the restoration of America's maritime dominance, the executive order that was signed back in April. That goes directly to what the New Monroe Doctrine 2.0 is, what we have going on. I studied that as well. It's not just about the warships. It's the infrastructure. It's everything. We have 1% of the global market on these commercial ships. 1%. China has over 50%. So Trump wants to get into that market as well. We don't have the infrastructure now, so he's going to use private money to the fullest extent possible to restore our infrastructure to make these boats. That's why when you listen to the announcement that Trump made, everybody's looking around. Nobody noticed what he said. What did he say? I'm gonna be designing the ships. Why the fuck? He said we got really good people working on these ships. He got to talking about the plasma blasters and all of the rockets. But what did he say? I'm gonna design the ships because I have an aesthetic eye. Why do we care if these ships look good or not? If they're warships, it's because we're bringing the infrastructure back to make these commercial fleets. We're not going to outmake them. We're not going to make more than China. We're not going to make them faster than China, but we can make them bigger and better. That's why Trump's making these big ass 1,000-ton powerful ship, and he wants it aesthetically pleasing because that industry is going to come back. He's trying to bring jobs. If you look at the restoration of America's maritime dominance, the executive order, it says that they're looking at colleges right now and vocational schools for programs, scholarships, and all of that to bring people into this industry. Welders, pipe fitters, or people that used to be in the Navy, people that used to be in the Coast Guard. This is an industry that they want to bring back. They want to sell these ships as well, commercial and military. So if you know you can't outpace them, you have to do something better. And that's what they're doubling and tripling and quadrupling down on, making them bigger and better to take back this part. But what was crazy to me was they want to use private money to the fullest extent possible. So pretty much you're getting a quote-unquote government-backed whatever you want to do. It's going for port infrastructure, regular infrastructure, transportation, whatever. If you want to build a factory that makes these boat parts, guess what? You'll be contracted the fuck up, because this is not just a short-term thing to build these ships. This is bringing industry back to the States. 250,000 jobs they're projecting just from that executive order, and then by 2030, in the next 4 years. Straight up, they're looking for welders, they're looking for pipe fitters, they're looking for all kind of shit.
Trump is absolutely correct, and the United States needs to be able to get ahead and start competing with China, because China has not stopped for decades, while the United States has slowed on building up our naval ships and really building up our military. China has doubled, tripled, exponentially increased its military capabilities. So the Pentagon report, especially after living in China for 3 years, it was very concerning to me, and I'm so grateful we have President Trump getting ahead of a lot of this, and I hope and pray that it can be a bipartisan effort from the Democrats and Republicans to really get behind him and develop our military on this, Cheryl.
Well, I think, again, that warning that I read to you earlier is kind of the key point here, that this threatens American security.
Felipe, this is the one and only time I'm going to address you today, because the other day I called you out and dropped my phone number and you didn't call in. So I'm going to address you one time today. You said I'm wrong. You have not read the Restoration of American Maritime Dominance Executive Order in full. You couldn't have. Otherwise, you wouldn't be saying wrong. You could not have went and studied over the New Monroe Doctrine 2.0. You couldn't have, or you wouldn't be wrong. Just come here, sit down, take the information, and go do your research, man, and call in and then debate me about it.
In particular, with the military buildup that the Chinese are doing, and all of this, of course, ahead of that summit with Xi Jinping that's coming up in the spring of 2026. Let's
Thank you, Essence.
There's been some developments in Ukraine, and I want to talk about this with you. This happening overnight. So President Zelensky noting a successful meeting with Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. He said in part, quote, "We discussed certain substantive details of the ongoing work, real security, real recovery, real peace are all what we need. Ukraine, the United States, Europe, and every partner who helps us." Now, Politico has a deep dive on the updated deal and what this means for the Donbass region. And that basically the goal here is it would be a demilitarized, free economic zone. This is what Zelensky wants. Neither Ukraine nor Russian forces are present, and the United States does have a role. And this would also be a bigger piece of the security guarantees that Zelensky's after.
So neither one, so they don't want Ukraine forces there. They don't want Russian forces there, but they want United States there. Oh, hell no. No. Ain't there is no way that's what Zelensky wants. You want no Russian forces there, no Ukrainian forces there. You didn't even say NATO. You want America there, America involved? No. What the hell is going on?
Asking for from the United States. What are your thoughts on this?
Hell no.
Well, it looks like, President Trump and Witkoff are going to be able to find a deal for
what up, Kate?
I'm not sure if Moscow is going to agree to those terms just on a preliminary view of this, but I do think...
You said I told you. Listen, Felipe, I said I wasn't going to address you no more. We talking about Ukraine now. We was just talking about maritime dominance and Venezuela and bringing the boat industry back. Now we went to a whole nother conversation. Now we're talking about Zelensky and Ukraine, and you talking about I told you. Man, Felipe, go back to sleep, man. You need a couple more hours, dude.
That they will ultimately come to a deal that's going to, I think, probably
What's up, Laurie?
Of next year. They're working aggressively around the clock. If this is Zelensky's, idea that he's floating, I'm sure Russia will come back with a counter on this, and maybe they can find a happy medium on the solution, Cheryl.
Well, the other question, too, is that there's this power plant that the Russians have really been targeting with their attacks. And again, this goes back to the energy story, especially when you've got new sanctions on Russia. You've got Western Europe moving away from Russian gas. I mean, those energy exports are what's key to keeping the war machine of Vladimir Putin going. So if you have this nuclear power plant where maybe the U.S. runs it, it's hard to tell from you read between the lines here. But this power plant, it's the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. This is also a way where I think Zelensky is proposing you have Russia, you have Ukraine, you have the United States kind of working in tandem to secure that.
Now, why the hell would we want the nuclear plant, man? We not even building none on our own home soil right now. Somebody just said we have 94, but shit, China got 30 going up right now. We don't have any. I guess you trying to float the idea, hey, y'all not building any nuclear reactors, but if you want to add one over here, you can. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess they're banking on Trump wanting to get this peace deal done. Trump wanting this shit to end. I guess because I just don't see it, man. I just don't see
this nuclear power plant.
And maybe you can also bring in another actor that is able to kind of be a neutral party. I don't know if you bring in Turkey or you bring in another country that can. It's not just the United States, Ukraine, and Russia, but another group another world leader, another country that will be able to help stabilize the region. But it's also important, and President Trump has emphasized consistently that Europe has to engage in these in the solution for Ukraine and Russia, that it cannot just be a United States solution, a United States managed, maybe even nuclear power plant, but that there's multilateral agreement among all nations regarding this.
What is on your radar for 2026? Of all of the international headlines that we've all been following, what is number one to you? What's the one thing you're going to be watching next year?
Man, I'm looking at what is this defense report with China, and again, I'm very prone to looking at China as a dominant national force. If President Trump can get, you look at headlines across with the New York Times and all of the media, and you look at them kind of this not really coming out and supporting President Trump in his initiatives and his drive to really become remain a world dominant leader and continue putting pressure on China. I look at China as one of the key players, as the actors that we need to continue pushing back against. While President Trump has maintained a very open relationship with Xi Jinping, and he's clearly indicated that he's willing to work with them, they are also still hostile and adversarial to us, and their interests want world domination. So you look at the Panama Canal, you look at the chips, you look at situations like China going through Brazil all the way through Peru, and maybe even circumventing the Panama Canal negotiations altogether by creating their own train across South America. And President Trump is continuing to do these, offensive, defensive tactics with China, but they still remain, in my mind, while he's solving Ukraine, Russia, while he solved 8 other conflicts in 8 months, we have to continue kind of at this readiness against China, Cheryl, because I do think that they are moving and advancing very quickly. And if we don't start competing with them, I think we're going to be in a pretty difficult situation when President Trump's term is up in 28.
Right. No, and I think it's where we started the interview, and it's where we're going to end it. Katie Zachariah, it's always great to see you. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much.
All right,
we're
Kate.
Right back, everybody.
Katie Zachariah. All right, Chad, this is what the thumbnail is about, man. We're going to get into this. They saying that Trump has recalled 30 ambassadors, man. 30 ambassadors, and they're expected for him to get them the hell up out of the way. He probably gave them time to resign and get on down, but looks like that wasn't on their agenda. So Trump has recalled them. Let's see what's going on.
Move. The Trump administration is recalling the ambassadors from nearly 30 countries around the world. According to the Associated Press, nations in Africa are losing the most diplomats, followed by Asia, then Europe, the Middle East, and here in the Western Hemisphere. The State Department told the NewsHour in a statement that, quote, this is a state...
Oh yeah, Chad, I need y'all to help me get back in the algorithm. We have been shadow banned. Double tap the screen, share the live out. That's all I ask from you guys leading up into the new year, is for everybody to double tap the screen, share the live out. If you are around your friends or family, or at work, whatever. Let them know that you watching Plug in the morning, man. Also, we are 25 subscribers away from the next sub goal. 25 subscribers. A lot of you come through and say hey or whatever, but you're not subscribed. I can tell that you're not subscribed because I have analytics. Just subscribe to the channel. Come hang out with us in the morning and during the evening, nights.
Standard process in any administration. An ambassador is a personal representative of the president, and it is the president's right to ensure that he has individuals in these countries who advance the America First agenda. So for one perspective on this move, we turn to John Dinkelman. He is the president of the American Foreign Service Association. He had a nearly 4-decade diplomatic career with the U.S. State Department. John, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
How unusual is this to recall nearly 30 ambassadors 1 year into an administration? Is this standard practice?
This is not standard practice. This is unprecedented. This is unheard of. This is a sabotage of the American diplomatic machine. This is an affront to the professional foreign service that we have spent decades, a century, in building in our country. And I don't know what it foretells.
Sabotage.
Definitely.
I'm going to keep it all the way real. This doesn't surprise me. This is pretty much what they put Trump in office to do. You know what I'm saying? Shake shit up, change shit, kill the deep state. So now that we see the shit going on, everybody's acting surprised. Do I agree with everything Trump's done? Hell no. some wild shit he's done. You know what I'm saying? Some wild takes. He has some very wild takes too. But I'm not surprised about recalling 30 diplomats. Hey, y'all not trying to push this America First agenda. We gave your ass a couple weeks the whole time the government was shut down. We gave you time to resign, man. You're not gonna resign. You will be forced out. Am I surprised? Of course not. No, your ass fired. He was firing people on TV. He came in the office firing people. It is what it is.
When individuals have spent their lives devoted to a profession, to representing our country overseas, and en masse you tell those who have qualified to represent our country, to carry out our policies, to execute any administration, any president's goals in any given country, when you tell them all summarily that for some reason they don't qualify, something is definitely wrong.
I mean, you heard the State Department's position on this. They're arguing this happens with every administration. Many of these people were appointed by the Biden administration, and President wants his own people in there. What do you make of that argument?
It is entirely incorrect and a misrepresentation of the reality. Every American ambassador submits their resignation to the incoming president, who either chooses to accept or reject those resignations at that time.
And all these ambassadors did that.
All of these ambassadors did that about 1 year ago right now. And the Trump administration not only refused those resignations, but actually encouraged the individuals to remain. Even within the past few weeks, senior level cabinet individuals have visited with these various ambassadors on trips, reaffirming the desire of the administration that they stay in their positions, only to find them getting a phone call and surreptitiously being told they have until January to get out.
We know that the U.S. already had about 80 vacant ambassadorships before this event. Then this comes. What is your sense of what the impact is going to be on our ability to project American power?
They might well let me be the ambassador or something. Real talk. They might well let Plug be the ambassador to somewhere and just rock out like that. Y'all firing people anyway. Just go and insert Plug, and I'll be very diplomatic. You know what I'm saying? I'll be very diplomatic. You know. I gotta put me to the ambassador somewhere that ain't too crazy though. Don't put me in no third world country, man. I ain't trying to be posted in the embassy all day long, looking around. You know, nah. Y'all gotta put me somewhere pretty, you know, pretty leisure with some amenities.
In ways soft and hard all over the world.
Simply put, we're taking...
Damn, you said I would just burn our country further into the ground? No, I would look at shit objectively. At least I wouldn't be in there being a yes man, a peppermint patty, a pancake okie dokie. I get some damn pushback. Like, if the shit don't sound right, I'm going to be like, hey, look, man, that shit don't sound right, boy. Like that sound a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's how I would handle it. I wouldn't be a peppermint patty. You know what I'm saying? I know they wouldn't give me an ambassadorship, man. You think I'm going to go in there and say everything? Damn, I'm lagging. Damn, you done made me start lagging, bro. It's crazy. Damn. I think it's when I get a damn call. But yeah, I wouldn't go in there be no damn peppermint patty, man. Burn our country further to the ground as an ambassador, man. That's crazy, chat. I get the damn job because I look at shit objectively, man. I would keep America first, but I would also make sure that we get the damn job done, man. It ain't gonna be no pussyfooting around, no pity paddling around, man. All of that bullshit, man, won't be going on under my watch now. You know what I'm saying? Or I get the fire and some motherfuckers.
Taking our star players off the field before we can even enter the game. These individuals will not be able to...
You said speaking like this, power would never make decisions according to me. Man, do you not hear how Trump gets up there and talk? Speaking is not a problem anymore in 2025. I don't know where you've been, Game Zoe, but we got people calling people PDFs. We got people calling people grapists. We got people telling people they don't know what the hell is going on. They're fucking calling them sleaze bags. Man, where have you been? This is new media. This is new politics, man. That old C-SPAN bullshit is no longer. That shit died with the pandemic, man. That C-SPAN shit died with the pandemic. It's over with, man.
To exercise the personal and professional bona fides and relationships that they've established over decades. And what will be very interesting is to see who replaces them. If it's a member of the professional Foreign Service, I have to worry as the president of the Foreign Service Association, what kind of loyalty oath are they going to be required to take that demonstrates their fidelity to the administration, in addition to the fidelity that they should have sworn to the Constitution in the first place.
Have you seen any evidence that there is such a loyalty oath being passed around to potential candidates?
I have not yet seen that, and I am looking for it closely.
Have you been hearing, I imagine your phone must be ringing off the hook.
Incessantly, yes.
And what are they saying to you?
They're hurt. They're concerned.
I'm going to tell you like this, Games. Don't vote for me then. That's all you got to do. Just don't vote for me. We got, who somebody just said it. Brian. See, just like you said, you wouldn't vote for me. Brian said he would. So it is what it is, man. The votes cancel out, man.
Concerned. Many of them are afraid. There is a wonder as to what in the world they could have done that would have caused the ire of our leaders. They've done everything they could to carry out the policies of the president as they would for any elected leader of our country, because that's what the Foreign Service does. But in this case, they are left stumped, as am I, as to what would have caused this en masse.
You said you wouldn't buy a car for me? Good, because I don't sell shit anyway. I do giveaways over here. Ha ha. Joke's on you, Brian. I wouldn't want to sell you nothing. You know why? Because you wouldn't enjoy it. You would be the kind to get a coffee stain on as soon as you walk out because you're just sloppy and big and mean.
Dismissal of our leaders in our Foreign Service.
Is it possible, just playing devil's advocate, that to take the State Department's stated position, that some of these people were not enacting what President Trump believes is an America First agenda in their positions?
I find it inconceivable. Individuals like myself who have spent decades trained to make sure that they are advocating on behalf of our leaders, on behalf of the elected leaders of the United States, it is incomprehensible to me that individuals would do this, much less 30 or 40 of them en masse all at once. It simply cannot happen.
At the beginning, I put the list up of all those nations that were where the ambassadors have now been pulled. Are there particular nations, when you look at that list, that concern you specifically?
There's various that concern me, but I'm particularly interested in what's going on in Guatemala, where not only our ambassador, but our deputy chief of mission, both senior Foreign Service officers with decades of experience each, have been summarily told that they are to leave the post. Given the immigration crisis that the administration says we are in, and the key role that Guatemala plays in that crisis, how we could determine that the individuals in charge of our mission there, on the other side of that problem, working with the other side of the equation, are no longer going to be there, and who will fill that gap is beyond me.
You mentioned earlier to one of my colleagues the concern that you have that if every new administration comes in and basically guts the core civil service, what that does to America's ability to enact its foreign policy. What did you mean by that?
It will politicize us as a profession. We come into the service sworn, loyal to the Constitution, and nothing.
Man, as y'all see, man, Trump's coming out speaking. He's influencing a lot of these global elections too. So a lot of right wingers are getting put in place around the world right now. So when he comes through, scoops up all the diplomats that he thinks should be replaced, that's just more aligning with their global outlook. They're aligning right wing. They're aligning with right wing countries. They're doing regime changes for more right wing aligned countries. It just is what it is. This is global consolidation, man. Global consolidation.
Else. And when presidents change, I myself have been through 6 different presidents and have served willingly under each one of them. I know that the thousands of men and women in the Foreign Service will continue to do so because that's what they were sworn to do. If
Appreciate that, Brian, man. I don't ask everybody to agree with my takes, my opinions. I don't ask everybody to believe everything I say or listen to it. It's just a conversation, you know. Conversation, something to think about, something to call in on, something to push back about. Because whether you know it or not, last election cycle, we were doing damn near, we couldn't do less than 250,000 views on the live. Like every single live, we were doing 250,000, 1,000,000, 500,000. We were seeing a lot of these politicians take our talking points from our debates and use them in their debates. We had, like, my email is crazy. I got all kind of people in my email. People y'all wouldn't even think would be in the email trying to pull me one way or another because y'all know I'm a centrist. And it's just like, nah, man. I got to stand on something, and this is what I'm standing on. I'm standing on looking at things and through my lens. Y'all know my lens is different than y'all's lens. Everybody comes from different circumstances. Everybody comes from different walks of life. So from my lens, through my circumstances and my walk of life, I just speak on it, you know. It might alienate some people, but it might bring some people in that can agree or agree to disagree or just had a conversation. That's all I do, man.
On the other hand, we start to move our people in and out with every administration. It's going to deplete our ability as diplomats to get the job done. It will hurt our credibility, and it will hurt our nation in general.
John Dinkelman, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, man. That's him recalling the diplomats. All right, let's look at it. Hold on, chat. Oh shit! I forgot to give y'all Alex Jones live response. Where the hell is that, man? I had it somewhere. Here it go. We forgot to watch Alex Jones. Remember Alex Jones? Laura Loomer came out yesterday and said that she tapped Alex Jones on the shoulder and got in his ear, and that's the reason he's changed his opinions and taken a stance against Candace Owens and a lot of shit. She's saying that she had everything to do with that. Let's look at his response, man.
All right, folks, Merry Christmas. Christmas Day 2025. Hard to believe the year is almost over. I am shooting this live feed right now to update you on some big stuff coming out tomorrow, some of the other big stories we're working on, and also to address Laura Loomer and something that she put out on X last night that is not correct. But first off,
Essence, you said Maduro needs to have other countries pick up their oil directly from him. They can't. Essence, that oil is sanctioned.